Okay, yes, good afternoon, class. So, I hope that you all are doing fine. So, today we will be continuing the thing that we have started. But before I tell you that what we were continuing, you have to tell me the answer of this question. Okay, yes, class. So, what are the different levels of management? I'm sure that everyone will be telling me the right. Okay, top, middle, and low level management. Very good. So you have answered it very correctly. So now you remember what we were doing? Levels of management. We were discussing about the different levels of management. Yes, class. Moving towards the next thing, you have to tell the answer of this question. Managers that are responsible for the welfare and the survival of the organization. They are just not talking about or concerned about the survival of the organization, but are also but are also very much like concerned, or they have some kind of responsibility towards the welfare of the society. Who has this bigger scope? Middle? Okay. Okay, yes. What about you, Isha? And why Isha it is top? Yes, yes. Because they are not just concerned with the organization, they are concerned with the organization that is dealing in the society. So they have certain things to give back to the society, right? So that who is the authority taking charge of it is the top level management. Okay, yes, class, let's watch this video and then we will be discussing further. Okay.
One night, four college students were playing till late night and did not study for the test, which was scheduled for the next day. In the morning, they thought of a plan. They made themselves look as dirty with grease and dirt. They then went up to the dean and said that they had gone out to a wedding last night, and on their return, the tire of their car burst and they had to push the car all the way back, and that they were in no condition to appear for the test. So the dean said they could have the retest after 3 days. They thanked him and said they would be ready by that time. On the third day, they appeared before the dean. The dean said that as this was a special condition test, all four were required to sit in separate classrooms for the test. They all agreed as they had prepared well in the last 3 days. The test consisted of 2 questions with a total of 100 marks. And this is the question paper.
ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸਣਾ OTP ਹੈ
Okay, yes, class. Was it a funny situation?
समझ गया
So
भाई
basically,
की
what
आंधी
they
में
did, they thought that they will be getting away with the test that day, but the dean was very much intelligent. Okay, he was very he knew that from where they were coming and where they were speaking. So what he did, there was a special test, and what was the question? Your name and
दोबारा कहो मैं
which tire burst, right, last which tire burst. So now there were options for them. So if they would have planned in a right manner, they would have answered it. Okay. But if they are not good at planning, like when they have planned, they have not discussed, not implement the things as they were required to, like each one of them has not the information proper, then it is all waste. Okay. So, yes, class, moving towards the question. So, you have already told your observations about the video. So, what we can understand that when you're doing the planning, you must understand that it's not just for you, it's for the whole organization. So, you have to make each and every part of the organization aware of the goals and the objectives, then only you are able to achieve them. And when I say or when I talk about planning, so yes, class, we have already studied this that planning is the dash of the management. Very good. That is the function of management. So, yes, class, so what we are going to start with today is that we are going to study the various functions of management, right? So, first one that is we are going to start with is planning, right? Okay, so these are the learning outcomes, yes, class. Okay, now, firstly, before I tell you that this is planning or that is planning, what do you think is planning? Okay, planning basically means to create a framework, right, to achieve goals. Okay, good, class. So basically I can like conclude or add them that planning is the bridge that covers the gap between where you are and where you want to reach, right? For example, you are at point A, you want to point reach at point B, so the distance between A and B will be covered by that planning, right? So let us understand formally the planning. What is to be done? Answering that 5 W's and 1 H is planning, right? What is to be done? Who is going to do it? How it is going to be done? Where it is going to be done? When it is going to be done? All answers are in the planning. Setting goals, right? Taking care or anticipating what can be the possible risk, any emergency, how to cope up with that. So that is all about the planning. You have planned various tasks to do, right? So you have, like, there are various tasks. One is that you have to acquire the land, then you have to buy the raw material, you have to do the promotion, and you have to start the production, right? So you have to plan for each and every task. Okay, you have already planned. Once we have planned the task, then we need to, okay, so you have done the planning, how to acquire the land, who will be acquiring that land, you have bought the raw materials, you have everything. So there is a framework, a flow chart of the operations in your mind. So once you have that framework, what will be the next step? Yes, class, you require, who will be doing it? You will be requiring people, right? You will be organizing the things, right, class? So yes, class, before I jump towards the formal definition of organizing, what do you understand from organizing? What is organizing? Good, arranging of the resources, or we can say accumulating the required resources. That can be financial, that can be physical. Okay, so like for example, if I talk about land, raw material, promotion, so these are the factors of production, right? And these are the resources that we are required to fulfill that planning. Okay, we can't just like use that sketch and see and say, okay, our objectives have been achieved. We have to implement that into the reality. For that we require resources, and for that organization is there, right? First is to establish the authority, who will be doing it, who will be reporting it to, right? Then allocating the resources that are required. If someone requires land, give them. If someone requires raw material, give them. Who will do the particular task, who will do this, who will do that, when it is to be done, where it is to be done. All the answers are being taken care in the organizing. Now, this is a question for you, class. Identify a situation where you have planned and organized any activity. You have planned or you have organized any activity, any party, any function at your home that you have organized with the help of your parents also or friends. Take your time. Okay. So basically, you organized a birthday party, right? So what you did? You created a list. Okay, these are the participants. I would not say participants, I would say friends, right? Okay. Okay, so what you need, catering, right? Hmm. Okay. What else was involved in the planning? Decorations. Okay. So what after doing this, you have the list of your plans. Then okay, you started to implement it, right? What you did, you asked, okay, you went to the catering office. Okay, you asked for the caterers, right? So basically you started using the resources, financial resources. Yes, right. So you were basically organizing the things. Okay, you make the Rahul the in charge of the drinks, right? Good. Okay, parties, activities were held by, they were conducted by, okay, you yourself. So basically you divided that who will be doing this that thing. Very good. So that is basically how the organizing works. Very good, class. The functioning of determining in advance what is to be done, who is to be doing it, that is called as planning, directing, or controlling, class. Very good. Planning. Okay. So you might think that planning and organizing overlap, but when we talk about just planning, it's just writing whatever comes to your mind, whatever objectives you have. But when it comes to organizing, it is basically implementing that plans and accumulating or gathering, collecting those resources that will be required to achieve it. Okay, yes, class. So now next question is, do you think that a person who is not comfortable in calculations can teach mathematics to class 10th? He himself or she himself herself is not comfortable in calculations. She is afraid or he is afraid of them. So can they teach? Okay, you have not just to give yes or no, you have to tell also, because they are not confident, so how will be they helping the others? So we required that person to be expert also, right? So in order to do the specific task with efficiency, dash is required. Yes, class, what is required? Accuracy is required, right? Accuracy is required. Okay, it doesn't, let us understand what Steve Jobs has to say in that. It does not make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people so that they can tell us what to do. Okay, so what is the thing is that you don't just like hire people and then tell them what to do. You hire those people who already know and they can contribute to it, right? So basically it is talking about hiring, right? When I talk about accuracy, how the accuracy will be getting when you will be having experts. So what is the process of hiring called? Anyone knows what is the another name for hiring? Okay, let me tell you, that is called staffing. So now tell me, class, what do you understand by staffing? Yes, it's the process of hiring the right candidate. Okay, so staffing basically means right person at right place at right time, right? So right qualifications are available at the right place. Okay, human resources are basically involved in this because they are the one who will be doing it. Okay, they will be the one who will be bringing the accuracy. So under staffing there are various functions like recruitment is there, then selection, then giving them the training, orientation with the company. You have hired employees and now you want to tell them their roles and responsibilities. Now you know, okay, that these are the employees, they will be good for the, you hired them, right? After hiring, what will be the next step? You will be instructing them. Okay, this is your work, this is your job description, in this way you have to conduct these things, right? So when you are directing them, so that becomes, when you're instructing them, that becomes direction. So that's our next function, that is directing. Okay, yes, class, before I give you the formal, you have to come up with your explanation. Directing means, very good, giving directions, giving instructions, supervising, right? So directing is involve leading, that you are taking the charge, you are leading the group, okay? And you are influencing them. You're encouraging your employees to work in certain direction, you're motivating them, you're communicating with them, you're discussing their problems, right? So staffing and directing, how do they look together? They basically go together. Okay. Once you have the right candidate, you need to give them the right instruction also. Okay. So let us understand from this YouTube video that how staffing and directing go together. Okay. Okay, yes, I think that it's not working right now. So no worries, I will be just telling you that how staffing, or you think how staffing and directing are interrelated. Okay, I have the right person to do this work, but I am not giving that person any instruction. They don't know, they don't have any clarity that what to do. What will happen? There will be lot of confusion, there will be lot of chaos, right? So that's why staffing and directing go hand in hand, right? They go together. Okay, yes, class. After that, staffing is also known as human resource function. Is that true? As we are dealing with lot of humans, we are recruiting them, hiring them, then we are placing them. So, yes, it's true. Very good. Directing involves leading, influencing, and motivating employees. Is that true? Yes, that is also true. Okay, great class. So, moving towards the next one. Okay, yes, class. So there is a problem in front of you. The cost of producing a coffee powder was set as 10 rupees per 100 grams. Okay. But after the production of 1 quintal powder, the cost turned out to be 25 rupees per 100 grams. Okay. Earlier it was earlier it was 10 rupees per 100 grams. Then afterwards it was 25 rupees and 100 grams. So what we can say that cost has increased, right? How much it has increased by? It has increased by 15, right? By 15 rupees it has increased. So what can be the problem and the causes? So when we talk about problem and the causes, yes class, so which function of management we are talking about? We What we are going to do, we are going to check, we are going to scrutinize that what has gone wrong. Okay, what was that thing that led to increase in the cost of production, right? So when we try to find out the causes, when we try to find out what class causes of something, or why this thing has happened, and try to minimize it, that is known as the that is known as the Okay, I will keep a suspense. After this picture, I will reveal what it is called, right? So tell me what is wrong in these two pictures. Yes, the bridge is broken. So what will happen when any of the vehicle will travel or will go through this bridge? There are chances that they can fall. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to fill that gap in between the bridge, right? So when we are finding out that, and then firstly what we need to do, we need to find that why this gap has came, and then we will find the solutions to cover it. So when we try to think that how this can be prevented, what certain measures need to be taken to prevent this, we are talking about the next function, and now that function is controlling. So now try class, try to explain in your own words what is controlling. Yes, controlling is finding out the causes and then preventing them. Okay, like mitigating the causes, and ultimately, what will happen? The losses will get reduced and profits will get increased. Okay, yes, so let us understand controlling. So, controlling basically means that establishing the standards of the performance, that these are the standards of performance you have to meet. Okay, then measuring your current performance, how you're doing, where you need to like improve. Then comparing your standards with your previous years, or we can say with your competitors. Then taking the corrective actions to improve all of them. Okay. Yes, class. So now this is an activity for you. You have to write the few examples where you use controlling in your life. Where do you use controlling? You were quite active in answering. Anger. Where else? Okay, teacher controlling the class. Nice one. Teacher controlling the class. Okay. Where have you like performed this function of control? Okay. Okay. No worries. Take your time. Okay. Come up with the examples. Write them in the comment box. I will be reading from them. Okay. Okay. Yes, class. So yes, these are the things that you can control. Okay. Like, okay, yes, class. Write few examples where you use controlling in your life. Like you use in your budgets. Okay. We can say we use controlling in budgeting, right? Okay, yes. Meeting the deadlines, you try to control. Okay. So now you have to answer this question that establishing standards of performance, measuring current performance, and comparing with the established standards is associated with which function of management? Very good. Controlling. I hope that now you are cleared with all the five functions of management that we have studied today, right? So first one is planning, then organizing, then staffing, then directing, and last one is controlling. Okay. Yes, class, now it's your turn to speak and write in the comment box. Explain planning and organizing as a function of management. How we can say that they are the functions of management as they help us to achieve the objectives. Very good. And what is the role of staffing and directing? Placing the right person at the right time in right direction. Very good. And what are the functions of management? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Very good. And this is your homework class. You can take a screenshot. It is basically a case study of Ankit and Priyanka. They are like planning to start something new, so they are following these functions. You have to see whether they are following in the right direction or not, right? So this is your homework. You can take a screenshot of it. If you have any further problem, you can ask it. Thank you so